a single mother. And if you don't know who I am the Jess Kaysen brand. Who is the Jess Kaysen brand? So on my channel, what we like to do is like talk about some stuff. We like to kiki about some stuff. And you know, it's just a good way for us to break up our day. All of us who are on the channel and in the neighborhood, in the community, we all got jobs and stuff like that. So we come over here to the Jess Kaysen brand in order to unwind, relax, and talk about some business that ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay? We just be being nosy in other people's business. You understand me? So the single mom thing, right? I have been a single mother, being a single mama. And it is hard. When you're a single mom, you got to be the mama, the daddy, the person who schedules doctor's appointments, the person who goes to parent-teacher conferences, the person who teaches new age math, the person who teaches new science. Then you also got to be the stylist. So you got to go and get them school clothes and everything like that. Then you also got to make sure if you got a boy or you got a girl, you don't like doing her hair because you got too much, you got to take them down to get the hair done or get a haircut. No, you're also a chauffeur. You a damn chauffeur. Don't let them have anything that they like to do, any extracurriculars. Now you just, you know, going to and fro. And all that goes into gas money, light bill money, clothes money, shoes money. Like being a single parent is hard as I don't know what. Now, what I will say, I couldn't see myself crying on TikTok because I was a single mom. I just couldn't see myself doing it. I don't think, because when you cry in front of a camera, you got to cry. Then after you're done crying, you got to hit, you be like, this is how it be like, oh, all right. Done. Now let's go ahead and edit this. You know what I'm saying? Like you done cried about your situation this whole time. Then you got to stop crying so you could edit the video. So you can then go ahead and post the video and then respond to the comments from the people. It's just a little much. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this crying single mom on TikTok who ended up getting exposed by her ex-husband after making a crying video when she was making her own cake. And so many other moms like me and like some moms out there, we was all related to her like, girl, being a single mama is a thankless job. It is a hard job to have. Only to find out she ain't even really no single mama. So let's go ahead and tune in. I'm gonna bring up the video. Give me a second.
That mothers and children are like a forgotten species in our modern day society. Like you become a mom and then suddenly you're like pushed out. Go find your mommy and me group. Go figure it out on your own. And we'll see you when you can be productive again.
The job of being a mother, it feels a lot for one person because it was never meant to be for one person.
Exactly.
It was meant for a village.
A village
was
like, let's remember how to take care of our moms.
Yeah.
They need rest. They need proper nutrition. They need help. They need love. They need loving touch. They to just help them through this transition from woman to mother.
But, you know, I'm tired. Hey, Lord, you know, I'm tired.
You're trying to grow while trying to heal.
You're trying to forgive while trying to grieve.
You're trying to search while trying to let go.
And you're trying to love others while remembering how to love you.
Heart beats fast, colors and promises. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall?
I ain't gonna
Watching you stand
it made me
alone. All of my doubts suddenly goes away.
And let me tell you, the reason why I could feel this was because so a couple of weeks ago I had made a Happy Mother's Day post, but I made the post intentionally for those who no longer have their children. And while I was making the post, girl, I was just crying. I was just crying because I was so sad that I was trying to encourage others and encourage myself while having to deal with the pain of being a mother but not able to physically be a mother. So when I'm seeing her crying, I was really feeling her.
So I've been sent this video a lot over the last few days. People asking my thoughts and my comments on it. And before anyone says, oh, you don't know her situation or, you don't know what she's going through, well, I do, because I lived it.
So what's up, my friends, and welcome back once again to the Jess Kaysen brand. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be. down here at the Just Case and Bread. Like I said, we come down here, we like to ha and hee at situations that ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay? Make sure if you're on Twitch, you are subscribed to me or follow me. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, please make sure to like the page. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this situation, because she was crying now. And I do not want to take away from the fact that she probably does have some hurt in her heart since she doesn't have her kids with her. Like I said, so I lost my son back in 2019, right? He was 10 years old and he had passed away in his sleep, just natural causes. That was just it, 10 years, that's all we had together, and then he had passed away. So I understand the sadness of not having your children in the house. So I get why she was crying about that. Now, what shot her in the foot was she was making a whole bunch of other TikToks about being a single mom and how hard it was to be a single mom, but she ain't got no custody of the children. So it's like, oh shoot, girl, I don't know if you should have made this, because you know how fast the internet move, and I don't know if you knew your baby daddy was on the internet, because he was on it. He was on it very quick, fast, in a hurry. Anyway, so she kind of comes back, she rebuttals, and she's like, okay, yeah, I got papers on me, and I was like, girl, this is some juicy business that we ain't got no business being into, but we gonna be into it.
I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids. This is our parent agreement. As you can see,
as to me, what I care about.
The last few days, people asking my thoughts and my comments on it, and before anyone says, "Oh, you don't know her situation," or, you don't know what she's going through. Well, I do, because I lived it. I'm her ex-husband, and right now I have full custody of our kids.
Okay, so I want to see the schedule. Okay. The parents shall follow the school calendar for Hillsborough County. Academic break. When defining breaks, blah, blah, blah. Weekends. The father shall have all weekday and weekend time sharing. The father shall have all holiday time sharing.
This is our parent agreement. As you can see, I have all weekdays and weekends time sharing with the kids.
What does she do?
All holiday academic breaks.
Only the father may select appropriate child care providers for the children. Temporary changes to this parenting plan may be made informally without a written document, blah, blah, blah. The mother's completion of, at her sole expense, a psychiatric examination together with substantial participant. Girl, what did you do? Girl, was you eating the drugs? Was you eating them? Because why they got to do an examination of your mind, body, and soul in order to figure out if you could be around your kids?
And for her to get any rights back to the kids, these are the things that she needs to do. And yes, child support, she owes that.
She owed $21,000. She owed 20. Well, girl, ain't no wonder why you at home baking your own birthday cake, girl. You can't afford to go out. You can't afford to go outside and eat no birthday cake. You can't afford to go outside and have no birthday dinner. You got $21,000 you owe to that man and them kids. Honestly, I just want to give you some free advice. Don't cost you nothing. You need to take your ass on down there and become a welder. Go ahead, make sure you work about 4 12s, because you need the extra overtime. Then you get you a day break. Then you need to become like a CNA or something, some high paying healthcare job, because you need all the money you can get at this rate. $21,000 to these children, and I'm pretty sure you still got court cases open that you got to fight as well. Girl, get your ass.
It's up to over $21,000. So she's a mother and doesn't pay child support.
Why you put her mugshot up, dude?
She was then arrested for check fraud, and during that hearing, it turned out that it was found that she stole almost $1 million from another guy.
Okay, so first of all, sir, you didn't know that you was messing with a motherfucking thug? Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. You didn't know you was messing with a thug, sir? You didn't know that? Thugs come in all shapes, sizes, colors, ages. Okay, I got a niece right now. She's 1 year old. I've never met no more of a gangster baby than this. I'm like, why are you slapping me? I'm your aunt. I was gonna give you the juice box. So I'm surprised that he did not know he was dealing with a thug. And am I tripping? Or does this look like kind of like a little face right here on the screen? Like it look like 2 eyes, a little smile. Anyway, let me stop.
And also, she faked cancer in the past. These are scans that she would send and post on her page before. So, to sum it up, this person, for people that follow her, are giving her praise and telling her how strong and how,
That's what I was saying too.
Well, she's really not a full-time mom. She barely has her kids. She goes out all the time.
Let me tell you too, right here, this is a man who has been scored. This is a man who's hurt. Oh yeah, so you want to post stuff, huh? Oh, you want to post about how you're so sad? Oh, sorry, y'all. Hello, people of the court and jury. I would just like to let y'all know that she'll never have her kids. She'll never have her kids. She'll never be a mama. Her kids be over here with me. She still owe me back child support. That is, sir, this tells me that you still hurting. You still hurting. Because the reason to get your kids and to separate from her was to have peace in your life. Let her do whatever she's going to do on TikTok. But then again, you know what? Maybe at the same time that he's bitter and hurt, he might be saying, I know with this TikTok money, you should be able to pay some child support. I know that much. You know what? Baby mom to baby mom, me and him, one and the same. I'd have been saying the same thing. So what am I saying here?
And she doesn't even have a job even. So
yeah, she does. She's a TikToker. What do you mean?
Really not someone that other single moms should really be looking towards as for inspiration or anything like that. There are a lot of, hardworking single moms out there, and a lot of respect to them. All I just want to say is she just
me and you, girl.
One of them. So hopefully everyone can see this video and know, who she really is.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people reached out and had different questions about the process and about child support and different things like that. I know every situation's different. Mine was, very unique to say the least. So
what did she do? What did she do? We want to know what she did for her to lose full custody. That's what I want to know.
Talk about how, my situation went, and what I did.
Hi.
Hey girl.
I want to first start this video by saying this is not to bring a single bit of hate to Andrew, and I will never do that. I haven't done that on my...
Girl, way to take the high road. But he was saying some stuff. He was like, you ain't got no job, you ain't got no money, you ain't got nothing to do. That's why he took the kids from me. So he was talking a little heavy on your name. That's what
page before, and I won't do it now, no matter who he is, which has always been the case because I will never bring the parent of my children down, because that's not okay for them.
I feel that. I would never bring the father of my son down. I would never talk bad to my son in regards to his dad. If he couldn't spend time with his dad, I would try to make up excuses like, oh, dad's at work, oh, dad's doing that. And I know that's not good necessarily, but I never wanted to just tell my kid see, yo, daddy ain't coming to get you again. See, yo, daddy ain't did this again. My son had the opportunity to make his decision about how he felt about his dad when he got to whatever age to feel how he felt. That was all, it's not now. But what I would do, girl, I would get on the phone with my baby daddy and be like, guess what? Guess why I can't stand you today? I would do that, but I wouldn't necessarily make our child feel like dad doesn't want you or dad is a bad parent. That was his own choice. So I agree with her on that part of being I'm not going to bash him or anything. I do feel like he did drag your name on TikTok, girl. You brought your ass to TikTok, so go ahead and do it because we want to see it anyway. Come on now.
The things on the internet for my kids to one day see because of who he is.
You're right, girl.
I will never do it for them because it's not the right thing to do.
You're right, girl.
And Andrew has created websites, TikToks, essentially everything since I left him. I think that is probably the Scientologist aspect of his life. If you go on the website, there's actually Scientologist links that he's added there. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but getting out of a Scientologist mindset in a relationship is not a good thing and not an easy thing.
Y'all think Scientology I know Scientology ain't like Church of God in Christ, but you know how it's like Church of God in Christ, Latter-day Saints, Baptist, Methodist, it's all of those. You think it's like that, or y'all think it's crazy, it just crazy? I don't know. Drop in the comments what you think, because I think Scientology is a little bit more on the cultish side. But if we broke down a lot of religions, don't they all have the same resemblance? I don't know. Tell me what you think, because I might be overthinking this, but tell me what you think.
Andrew is extremely, extremely abusive and has always been extremely abusive.
Narcissistic, maybe? I don't know.
Laying low or staying under is essentially what I have felt a lot of years was the right thing for me to do.
Like walking on eggshells around him? That's what I'm sensing. That's
He
what
told
you mean?
me the morning that he posted the video, if I deleted my social media, he would not do what he's doing. Would not destroy my life. He says that he will not take them down unless I'm off social media. So yesterday, I deleted social media to try to limit access to problems. I have been so mentally not okay since that happened. But in the state of Florida, whoever makes the most, well, first I'll start by the custody, okay? Because that's what we're talking about. I see my children. I see all my children.
Okay.
I don't not see my children.
Okay.
I'm the one who hosts.
Because, girl, we was worried about that. We was worried about that because we sure was gonna sit up here and call you a deadbeat mama. That was my concern, because I was gonna say, girl, you sitting up here making all these TikTokers. Do you be saying you're sharing? Because that's what we was gonna say. So I'm glad that you're getting to this. But again, if she's saying in the state of Florida, let me look it up too. Because she's saying in the state of Florida. Let me mute myself. I got too much going on. Okay. Let me dang, I can't look it up. But if she's saying in the state of Florida, you get kids. Mute. There we go. Okay, now I can look it up. Okay. Child custody. Because I want to look up, if she's saying in the state of Florida, you're able to get full custody of your kid just because you make more money. That's a little surprising. I just want to see. So no, that's not it. It looks like basically whichever situation is best for the kid. Yeah. Which is the case in a lot of child custody. It's like whatever is best for the kid is where the kid is going to go, no matter what. So if she doesn't have a job, she doesn't have like a room for them to stay in. And if it's boys and girls, she has to have a separate room for the boys and a separate room for the girls. And then she has to have a separate room for herself. She also does have to have some sort of income coming in, or else, of course, the state is going to look at it as you're unable to support your kid. But I wonder if there's something other than that, too. You feel what I'm saying? Like maybe, I don't know, she got a little crazy. She got a little beside herself when she was getting into a fight with her man, and he called the cops, and she went to jail, and they started to, there's got to be something more than just that. Also, if I was a mother and they were telling me that I couldn't keep my kid because of my living situation and my income status, I would probably try to get that together. If I really wanted to be a mommy, I would probably try to get that together and just, still continue to keep the 50-50. But I know that it would affect my kid long term if they seen their dad way more than they saw me, because they'd be like, where was you at? What was you doing? That would be my concern. I don't know if that's a concern for her. It sounds like a lot of their issue is them. Ain't got nothing to do with the kids. It's them button heads. Ain't got shit to do with the children.
Birthday parties, I'm the one who puts them to bed. I'm the one who does everything until he pulls them away. And the reason by that is the agreement that you guys have seen online is when I first left him out of abuse, I had no resources, no money, nothing. He was a doctor. And he said,
don't start crying.
If you sign these papers, nothing will change on when you see them. And I will not ruin your life. I will leave.
Oh, he got you with the okie doke. I can take better care of the kids than you can. So if you would just go ahead, sign this contract that says that you will have no legal parental rights to these children, and you cannot call, text, or anything about these kids on their behalf because I'm the father and I'm the main one who's going to be taking care of them, you'll still be able to see them from time to time. Oh, girl, he pulled the okie doke on you. This is why it's always good to have your own thing going on. Not saying that you want to get with a man who ain't got nothing going for himself and you have to bring everything to the table, but it's always good to have a skill set, a backup plan, something that you got going in instances like this.
You alone. And so
girl,
I did. In a mentally bad state, of abuse and wanting it to stop. He was never hurting them. I
Right,
stand by
right,
that.
right.
Mentally, he's not doing great things to them in terms of the stuff he says, but he will never hurt them.
I know what you mean.
He's never hurt them. He will never hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
So I never, like,
Worried.
and I was still seeing them always, even now. Like, he's portraying this on there, but even now. This whole thing started on Friday, which was the weekend of my birthday. I went to my daughter's, the ones pictured in the videos, their dance recital. And I feel like I'm all over the place, but I didn't write this down because I wanted
girl,
it
you
to come
fine.
from
We
the
know.
heart.
You are
not like a script. On Friday, the dance recital, afterwards, 4 of my girlfriends asked for me to go to dinner for my birthday. It was a late dinner, 9 o'clock, and I said to him after the dance recital, I'm going to go to the dinner, but I'm still free for the rest of the weekend for the girls. Like, no problem. He said,
oh, that's what made him angry. Oh, okay. See, when you dealing with bitter co-parents, I don't care if it's the man or if it's the woman, when you dealing with a bitter co-parent, you got to stick to that schedule to a T, to a second, down to a millisecond, okay? Down to a millisecond, because that other parent will get so mad. And don't let them have a one up on you. Don't let them have some sort of like papers in place or something like that that says you have to do this or else you will lose your time or whatever. That's what happened. See, girl, I'm sorry, girl. You had to tell your homegirls, no, you can't go because your crazy ex still has custody of the kids. You trying to work something out to where you can get more visitation or whatever the case may be. And you cannot go and do that event. You cannot go. I know it's your birthday and I get it. I get that it's your birthday. But unfortunately, when you become a single mother, you sacrifice things like that. I'm sorry. And I know people are going to be like, well, it's her birthday. She should be able to go out and have a good time. Da-da-da-da. I'm just talking from Jess Cason's perspective. When I was a mother, everything was off the line. When it came down to Quinn, taking care of Quinn, being there for Quinn, you didn't see Jessica without Quinn. I always had my son with me. I was always making sacrifices because I understood I chose to have this kid, which meant I chose to give my life over to raising this person. And I know it's like, oh, well, that's just a little moment. That's her birthday. She should be able to enjoy her birthday. Not when you're dealing with a crazy ass ex like this. Read the room. You got to make sure, oh, I'm dealing with you. Oh, okay. So you're going to try to take me back to court for every little thing. So let me make sure I stay on my P's and Q's with you because I ain't got no time to be doing this. You feel me?
no, you made the decision to go to dinner. You will not see them on your birthday. You will not see them any other, which actually in turn came to why I was so upset on my actual, but I did, but also he's a doctor. He owned a practice, an eye clinic, and he essentially runs all his bills through his business, which is fine, but then he pays himself like $350, $400 to turn that in as his financial affidavits, which essentially means he makes no money.
Right.
I also want to point out,
boy, she got with somebody who was just a tad bit smarter than her. Because if you, all these little legal loopholes that he's doing with her, the financials, they ain't adding up. Sign this over, especially he probably asked her to do that type of stuff when she was going through postpartum. Go ahead, sign this over. You ain't gonna never lose your kids. He knew every single loophole. She dealing with somebody who's a step ahead of her.
You may think I'm like whatever you're saying about me on the internet, but
you got too comfortable, girl.
There are other women that have filed restraining orders against him, and if anyone took the time to go look him up as well, that's what you would see. Instead, you see everything you've looked me up, which is essentially coming from one man who is out to destroy my life. That is in the nature of being a Scientologist. That is what they do. And if you know anything about them, you would know that. I'm not a perfect person, not even a little. I would never say that. I'm not a perfect mom. I hope no one would say they're a perfect mom.
Right. All of us mess up.
When I got divorced, definitely when I left my husband, I was out drinking, or I was going through it. I mean, I felt like I was literally trapped in an abusive marriage for 6 years. And he got scared that I was getting followers from my video and thought, this is the time I'm going to bring her down before she can ever come out about me. He told me delete my page yesterday and he would stop. He never stopped. obviously, because now he's getting a lot of attention. I don't need anyone feeling sorry for me. That's the thing. I cried on my birthday, and that was like the most like sad thing. I was devastated because he wouldn't allow my daughters to come over, even though he...
Oh yeah, he gonna play that game with you. He definitely gonna play that game.
Is the point of this. The point is that I have tried for 3 years to not expose him on the internet, to not talk about who he is, because as a mother, that is the right thing to do.
My biggest concern is who is her support circle, because I feel like you can take something so personal online. This is a personal issue that you're having with him. Exposing him to the internet, yes, okay, that gets people in the comment section calling him a horrible man and a horrible person. And then what? You feel me? And then what happens when all of this goes away? What happens when a new story is hot on social media or on TikTok or something like that? You're not going to have that same support and validation. So I think this is something where you need to step offline, get offline, and start looking around and seeing who do you have as supporters that you can go ahead and unload this type of emotional trauma to. Right now, I don't think it's a good idea to be unloading this on TikTok, but I'm also a very private person too. I don't believe in showcasing all of your emotions online like this. Like if you have a problem going on with you and your co-parent, I would try to keep all that stuff behind closed doors and do the best I could. I don't see how bringing this to TikTok would help. Let me know in the comments if you do, but I really don't.
My family, my friends, anyone in my life has said, Elizabeth, you have to come forward with what is happening because he can't keep doing this to you. And I have always said, I don't care what he does to me. What I care about is my children. Since I have been 16 years old and I became a mother, I have devoted my life and my time to being a mom. Does that mean that I haven't went out with my friends or done stupid things? Yes. But there has never been a time my children have been unsafe in my care. I've never hurt my children. I have never.
You see how this don't make sense? I feel sorry for her and everything like that, but it doesn't make sense. I'm doing this for my children. My friends and my family have told me to go ahead and do this for my children. What is this going to do for your kids? I don't get what to make a change, to make something happen, make something shake for your kids. It sounds like you need to get a job. And you need to get a home that has multiple bedrooms for your children. If you're wanting to do something to where, oh, this man is such a narcissistic man, he's so horrible to my kids, blah, 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 I need to go ahead and take them, then you need to be doing stuff to go ahead and take your kids. What you doing right now, just sitting up on TikTok crying, TikTok, which is not a U.S. owned company. You want to sit up here and cry to us about it and prove to us what? That he's a bad person to have children with? Well, we know that, girl. We can see that.
Put my children in any situation of danger.
And that's another thing. You said he wasn't dangerous or harmful to the kids. What are you talking about? You said that.
While leaving my ex-husband, a year before that, I went into what is medically called psychosis.
Mm-hmm.
From extreme trauma.
Yeah, we get that. We get that.
And he has essentially every single person in my life turn them against me. Every relationship that I haven't remotely tried to be in, every friendship that I've tried to have, he contacts everyone. He's had this page up for 3 years because I was on social media a couple of years ago just posting for fun. And if anyone even I have a million texts where I've went to post my girls in my videos that are like my daily videos, and he says, delete them now. Delete the girls off your page right now. So
yeah,
I do.
He has custody and stuff. He can do that. He can tell you that.
Unless you've been in the situation of someone with abuse, mental, physical, it does not matter. You don't even understand.
I mean, I get the abuse thing. Don't get me wrong. I definitely get the abuse logic. I come from a very dysfunctional family where abuse was prevalent. A street fight was prevalent with elders. You feel me? I was like 10, 11, 12, like actually fighting with adult women who were from the streets in gangs and stuff like that. Because in their minds, they're like, what's up? Oh, you think you hard now because you can sit up here and say, da, da, da. So I've been through all kinds of abuse that you could think of. I think at a point, especially if you're a mama, you start to think to yourself, no, this ain't gonna work. I gotta escape this. and I gotta take my kids with me. I get her crying, I get her emotional, I get all of that, but at some point, stand up. You feel me? Toughen up. You feel me? You got girls looking at you. Ain't no way I've let my girls look at me and see they daddy just wearing me out, tearing me every which way but a loose. There is no absolute way I let my girls see this. And I get you went through abuse, but at what point is you gonna stand up? Because you got to stand up. This crying, all this, I know you're so sad, girl, but you gotta get up. You gotta get up.
What comes along with that? And sometimes being quiet is the best thing to do.
No, it ain't.
Again, I will not get on the internet and air my business or trash him, because one day I never want my children to see this.
I feel you, girl.
But what is going on is not right. Me getting death threats when I stay home with my kids every day is not right.
See, let me tell you something about these death threats. Like, the thing that makes me mad about a lot of abusers is they feel like they got you. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they got one up on you. That's when you got to get crazy. You got to get crazy and be like, oh, you think you got one up on me? Oh, you don't even know. Oh, I would unalive you in your sleep. You don't even know. Oh, you don't even know what I put in your food. I remember one time my baby daddy, he used to beat me. He used to beat me up. He used to always just be trying to start fights with me and put his hands on me, right? I knew what he was allergic to. I knew his food allergies, and I knew he was allergic to like certain detergents and stuff like that. So girl, what I do? Made him get allergic to some pasta I made. He had a little outbreak. His little throat was swelling and stuff. His eyes was running and red and puffy. And then I washed his clothes in the detergent that made his skin feel all scratchy and bumpy and irritated. Like, oh, you think you're gonna put your hands on me? Oh, we fighting back. Oh, heck no, we fighting back. So women like her and anybody who's watching this who needs a little encouragement, fight back. Watch a Ike and Tina Turner clip where Tina was in the limo and he had hit her one more time and she was like, yep, I done had about enough of this. Yep. Woo! And she jumped up on him. That's what I need you to do. Because an abuser is only going to abuse you as far as you let them. You have the power to stop them. You have the power to be like, oh no, this ain't happening on my watch. Not no more. No, you do. And once you start to stand up and rise up and be like, oh, you ain't about to do this to me, they're gonna change. Girl, they're gonna walk out your life, and then you got to deal with the emotional repercussions of not having them there. But at least you ain't getting, abused no more. Emotionally, mentally, physically, at least you ain't getting abused no more. Once you stand up to your bully. That's what she got to do.
Because a man that I left will always try to destroy my life. Forever. I have a cease and desist. I'll post that.
What'd this say? Demand for immediate removal of defamatory material. Oh, they got her address. Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. Oh. Okay, so that's what that is. Dang. I ain't gonna lie. This sounds like some hood love.
Face like at the top so I can block out the girl's personal information. But this is another girl that put a restraining order against him. Like, I think a couple of years before we got married for chasing her around the table with a knife. It did end up getting, like, after they went to court, it ended up getting declined because she did not have a lawyer, and he did, and he ended up winning, which is typically how he wins everything. Is the girls that he gets are young girls. He's older, gets young girls, and then he has way more money and is able to end up destroying them in court. I am not going to say anything else about it anymore. I'm going to get off the phone and not deal with this. I haven't shared about him in years. Like, in all the years I've been on social media, I've not been sharing about him. I had to take it on here today to defend myself, and I'm not even going to keep these videos up for a long time because it's not the right thing to do. I have always said that's not the right thing to do, no matter who has told me to do it, no matter how long he's been doing this to me. It's not the right thing to do. I signed papers in court, not even to court. We never even made it to the court process because I signed the papers outside of court to get him to stop doing this, because he swore he would. He would stop all of this hate and all of this, everything that's going on, if I signed the papers. And now I have a mess on social media when all of my page has just been happiness.
Something don't sound right. Something don't sound right. If he's saying this is the way that you'll be able to have your kids and us not have this problem no more, by you just not slandering my name online because I own an ophthalmology clinic and it's messing up my name online. and you continue to go online and talk about how y'all didn't work out, how he was abusive, how he was this, how he was that, that's why I'm starting to question, is this about your kids or is this about the man? Because this is sounding like it's about the man. It ain't sounding like it's about the kids. For my children, I would do anything. I don't care if you're trying to, I don't care what someone was trying to do. For my kids, it don't matter. I'll do it. It's my kids. I'll do it. I don't care. She ain't giving me the same vibe. She's giving me the vibe of, I am a single mom, but I still have my life. I still have my individuality. He done took your kids, girl. You can't even have visitation. Like, unless he give you the okay. He got your kids, the people that you carried in your body, the people that you gave birth to out of your body. He got your kids. And you worried about still being able to talk stuff about him online? Girl, please.
House with my kids cooking and baking. And his whole entire page for years has been dedicated to destroying my life. And I don't know how anyone with a normal brain does not see that that is a problem.
Why wouldn't you block the page?
That even if all of the stuff he says is true, and everyone is asking if those allegations that he's making are true. No, they're not true. He's got people like on his side that can go over and make videos because he's loving every minute of it. But I have purposefully kept my mouth closed for years in hopes that he will stop one day and things with my children will just be better with him. And that is not the case. And now I have to, because I made a video of myself being upset while, yes, my kids were home and I was making a cake with them, for them, cupcake.
If that's the case, if your kids were home and you were making all this with them, for them, why were you sitting up there crying? Why were you sitting up there crying? I can't stand no weakness like that, boy. I can't stand no weakness. I gotta feel because nobody is here, girl. Suck it up. Oh, that makes me so irritated.
I was making cupcakes and I was sad and having a bad day because clearly behind the scenes, I'm going through a lot of shit with this man every single day on a daily basis.
Who ain't going through a lot of stuff with a man you interested in? Who ain't? Or a man you with? Who ain't going through a lot of stuff on a day-to-day basis, especially with the rate of inflation? Gosh dang it, cost you about $100 to get a small little chicken. Who ain't going through something? Who ain't? Oh, but because you going through so much, it's just so much strain on you. See, you wasn't raised tough. You should have been raised tough. You should have been raised with some dysfunction. If you was raised with some dysfunction, you'd have known how to handle the stress.
Every day, all day, and if you haven't been there, then you have no idea what that does to someone. Like, you can't even begin to know what that does to someone. And this whole he's not a Scientologist, it's on the website. Go click the website that you've all viewed of me, all his allegations. Click it. Like, it's on there.
That's funny. The Scientologist comment is so funny. I remember my baby daddy one time, this is when I knew I couldn't talk to him no more. One time he looked at me and he was like, "You ever heard of Black Hebrew Israelites?" I was like, no. He was like, "So it's basically the chosen ones of God." That's me. If I'm being honest with you, I think that I'm the second coming of Christ in African American form. I said, "Oh, shoot. Boy, I got to get up out of here because you liable to have the Lord come down here and strike us." What are you talking about? You're the second coming of Jesus because the Lord only liked black people. What? Oh, that Black Hebrew Israelite, them the type of men who will unalive you, make you into some pepperoni, serve the pizza to the whole congregation of the Black Hebrew Israelites. You can't trust them.
Anyway, I'm done talking about this. You guys can make whatever decision like you want. You're strangers on the internet, and that
girl, you a stranger on the
internet. The main reason that I even got on here to defend myself at this point in time is because I am getting hundreds of messages on Instagram, on my email addresses, people saying they know my home address where I live. I haven't even stayed at my own house in 3 days because I'm literally terrified to be there. Like, this, no one normal, him, would do this to someone that never was even sharing about them on the internet. Post court documents where they can find people's address, where they live, where their children are, if that's normal. Like, how are you not thinking that this person is crazy? For 3 years, he's had a TikTok about me. How is that not obsessed?
I would have been done blocked that TikTok, his mama TikTok, his granny TikTok, everybody TikTok, everybody Instagram, everybody Facebook. I'd have had my homegirls do some deep search because my homegirl Angel, what's up Angel? I love you, AP. I'd have had my homegirl Angel do some deep digging FBI work to find all of the other social accounts that he tries to run up under as if I'm not gonna figure out it's him. I done did all that type of stuff. What? You telling me you gonna limit my freedom of speech? Absolutely not. I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna block you. What?
For 3 years. Why is he asking me to go spend birthdays with him if I'm this terrible and he hates me more than anything in the world?
Cause girl, you crazy, so that means you got good nana. That's why he wants you over there. He talking about you had a psychotic breakdown. Ooh, how you, she's so crazy. Girl, they say the crazy ones got that wop on them.
Begging me.
I know
I'm done talking about this. I don't want to be tagged in his videos anymore. I don't want any of this. Like, if you guys choose to support him, there's nothing I can do about that. And I haven't. In 3 years, I haven't even stitched a single video of his or done anything to take him down or anything like that, because I would never do that. That is not me. And now I'm on here doing things out of my normal behavior because I have to defend myself to strangers on the internet.
You really gotta defend yourself.
I cannot even fathom what is happening right now. And his goal is for me to delete social media. Everyone's saying is like, delete your page. I deleted it for 2 days, yesterday and the day before in the evening, because I got so overwhelmed. And every time I get a following, he does this. And then I delete my page because I'm like, I can't take the hate. I can't take the sadness, the accusations. Like, I can't live through this. And then I literally... This time, I'm not, though. It's not okay for me to have built something on being a mom and cooking and running errands with my kids and doing things, and then I have to delete it because he didn't want me to use this platform to come after him, when I never was. The video...
You should have been stopped deleting stuff. Because if you're deleting it, taking it down, if you're taking it down, then putting it back up, taking it down, then putting it back up, all on behalf of what he is saying, then girl, you kind of just going into what he wants. Now, I get that she's now saying, I'm not going to delete anything else. I'm going to go ahead and leave everything up. But stand firm on that. Stand up to this dude. Stand up.
I got 50 million views that he got so angry about because he was terrified. I literally told him I wanted him to take my page down, the page that he had about me down, when the news article wrote me about my video of 50 million that I was going to talk about it. And he said, no, he's going to make a video about me. And he was terrified that I would use the followers that I gained from this to talk about him, when in reality, this was just a little pocket of peace for me that I got on the internet, and I posted doing stuff with my kids and baking for them and cooking for them. And sorry, my daughter came in, and that's it. So I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to be fighting anymore on the internet. This is so stupid and so like unethical and a million other things that I didn't lie about this stuff. Like, I don't even understand what is happening, and I don't even need to understand, because like, I know that I love my kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what else to say other than he is obsessed with me. He has been obsessed with me for years. Like, this stuff has been on the internet. You think he hasn't tried to call the police on me or do things like the same stuff that he's doing there?
Yeah,
like,
girl.
You think that he's protecting me by not doing those things, but also sharing everything on the internet. The math is not mathing. None of it is adding up. And I don't understand how people that are normal, so you're telling me I'm not normal, but if you're normal, how you don't see what is happening here.
I see what's happening. Y'all just got a bad breakup going on. They just got a bad breakup. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But don't it look like they just have a bad breakup going on? And both of them are trying to make the other person seem more worse in the bad breakup. That's what it seemed like to me. And y'all are, the kids ain't got nothing to do with this. Kids ain't got nothing to do with this. Because he didn't say that she was a bad mom. She didn't say that he was a bad dad. He didn't have any evidence of, her doing anything crazy to the kids. Same thing with her. So at this point, it's just y'all fighting each other. And y'all are using the kids as collateral damage in y'all's fight. Ain't got nothing to do with kids, who's the worst parent, no, none of that. This got everything to do with y'all.
I'm never, ever, ever addressing this again. If you do not want to follow me because you think I'm a terrible mother, that's okay. You don't have to follow me.
I don't care what any baby mama say. Having to raise your kids by yourself is not a flex. And this is coming from a single mother. Listen to your sister. Don't let any baby mama deceive you into believing that being a single mother is more convenient than being a wife. You hear me? When I was pregnant with my daughter, I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. Ain't nobody going me to no appointments, no baby shower, no gender reveal. When my water broke, I got us to the hospital and from the hospital. And I can go on and on about my baby daddy. F my baby dad. F my baby dad. But I slept with him. So what kind of woman did that make me? A crazy motherfucker. Okay? You way too beautiful, way too smart, way too intelligent to be going through something like that. So live your soft girl life. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you too good to be a baby mama. You right. Because us strong black women not strong because we choose to be. We strong because we have to be.
So tell me what you think down in the comments, because I know one thing's for sure. I am too good to be a baby mama again. Did my one, I ain't got no more in me. The most baby mama I might be is a baby mama because it's like a dog. I'll be a baby mama with a dog involved. If it's a little dog, little pit bull XL, I'll be a baby mama. But if it's a human, heck no. But let me know what you think down in the comments. I have been the Jess Kaysen brand. I'm so glad that you tuned in. Make sure to like the video. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitch, follow. If you're on my Facebook page, like the Facebook page. And you know what? I'm gonna see you in the next video. Okay? Okay. Bye.